Why does that matter, Dustin? Why? Because that will allow you to be the go-to appraiser that can get something done quickly, can get something done with quality, can allow you to be more successful at what you do.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast, helping appraisers increase their efficiency, quality, and make more money. Here's the guy who makes it his life's mission to create value for real estate appraisers nationwide. Your host and the Appraiser Coach, Dustin Harris.
I could not be more excited. I just got off an amazing webinar. Amazing because the information was amazing. Amazing to those that attended about why some appraisers are doing better in 2023 than they did in 2022. I can't wait to get into the details. First, I want to pause and remind you that we're sponsored by Working RE Magazine, my favorite magazine to go to get information about the appraisal world, workingre.com, workingre.com. And of course, a la mode, a longtime, forever sponsor. Here we are, 900-ish episodes, and a la mode has been there the whole time. Check them out by going to alamode.com or 800 a la mode. All right, folks, every single month at the All-Star team, we have what's called the monthly meeting with the coach. We've called it different things over the years. Monthly meeting with the coach is all about improvement. It's all about interaction with other very successful appraisers across the nation. So monthly, we meet together on a Zoom meeting where we come together for 2 hours. And it is live. It is recorded. Yes, you can listen to it after the fact if you can't make it. But we typically, at least currently, are meeting on Tuesdays at about 10:30 Mountain Time. And it's a different topic each and every time. Last month, we talked about Business Network International, BNI. We had several appraisers on who were part of BNI networking and talking about their success stories, their do's and don'ts. Next month, we're going to be talking about laser measures, about Kubicasa, about a la mode's measuring tool, about 100-foot tape. All kinds of measuring tools is going to be our topic for our next meeting coming up. But today, we talked about why some appraisers are more successful this year than they were last year. Now, I want to set the stage for just a little bit, okay? By the way, these podcasts are recorded several weeks before they air. I think this one's going to air in December. Today is the 19th of September. That gives you an idea, okay? So like 3 months out on airing. But today, the 19th of September, we had an amazing webinar where information was shared that was real meat and potatoes, right? And I shared real stories of mastermind students, all-star team students, coaching clients that I deal with on a regular basis. And I've seen their financials, folks. This is not just made up stuff. These guys are not just bragging, right? This is real hardcore stuff. And I shared real numbers today as well. The numbers, the increase, right? One individual is up 15%. Another individual is up 170%. Another individual is up almost 300%. These are all people that I personally work with. Now, if that doesn't seem amazing to you, maybe I should just remind you, as of this recording, and hopefully things have changed in December, I don't know, but as of this recording, it's been a pretty dismal year for most appraisers. What happened was in 2022, the first part, I don't remember when the first rate hike was, but the first couple of months of 2022, people did pretty well. And actually into about mid-year, even into early fall, I would say, at least our office and many offices out there, were doing pretty well. Not too bad, right? Things were starting to adjust and things were starting to change. And by the latter portion of 2022, yeah, it was pretty dismal for most appraisers. But here's the key. Things did not increase and not improve in 2023. In fact, for most appraisers, it has gotten worse. Look at your financials, right? By the way, I encourage that on a regular basis, right? If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business, is what I say. So if you don't know your numbers, that means you're not reviewing your P&L on a regular basis. I do it on a quarterly basis. You should be doing it at least quarterly. And at least go to the yearly, right? What did you do in 2022? What did you do in 2023? At this point, your taxes should be in, even if you have filed for extensions, right? We're past the September 15th deadline. You should have had your business taxes filed at this point. You should have a pretty good idea what your P&L is. You should have a pretty good idea as to what your profit and loss is, okay? Look at yours. And I would dare say most of you are not doing better in 2023 than you did in 2022. So what is the deal, Dustin? You spent an hour, well, actually it ended up being about an hour and I think 25 minutes talking about specific action items that appraisers can do. By the way, if you want to watch that webinar, I'll tell you how to get it at the end of this today, I promise. Hold me to it. Don't let me forget. Because it's still available. We always record them and we make them available. But we spent an hour and 25 minutes talking about real things that you can do, and not just things that you can do, but things that these appraisers are doing. These are actual, when I went to these individuals, and by the way, this came about as an article that the Buzz magazine asked me to write for them, okay? And so I did. I wrote the magazine, or I wrote the article, and I think it was something along the title of, "Are there really appraisers doing more in 2023 than they did in 2022?" And as part of that research, I reached out to my All-Star team, and I said, "Hey, if you are doing better this year than last, reach out to me privately." Within 2 days, I had 6 people reach out to me and say, "Yeah, Dustin, not only am I doing better this year, I'm doing a lot better than last year." And so I went into detail. I said, "How much better?" Right? So that's where we got the numbers. And then I said, what would you attribute? If you could write one paragraph and say, "This is the reason I'm doing better in 2023 than I did in 2022, it is this." Folks, I will tell you that their answers were pretty darn universal. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what they talked about, right, when we get back from the break. First, I want to pause and remind you that we're sponsored by a great company called A La Mode. I alluded to it earlier. A La Mode has some great tools out there, including their sketching tool, which works with the LiDAR, which is absolutely a miracle. I mean, if you had told me 15 years ago that this was possible, it'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's that crazy how cool it is and how accurate it is and how easy it is to use. alamode.com or 800 Alamode. Working RE Magazine, you can get to your inbox on a regular basis. This is up-to-date industry news, information that you need to know for free. Check it out by going to workingre.com. Again, it's working REs and workingrealestate.com. All right, welcome back to the program. Dustin Harris walking on the podcast treadmill today. Excited because we had a great webinar with my all-star team this morning. We call it the monthly meeting with the coach, where we take about an hour and do some type of a presentation, and then we take a quick break and come back for what we call the micro mentoring section, which is basically coaching over Zoom with a lot of other people in the room as well, right? And they can participate as well. It's great because the question you might have is probably had by other people as well. And what's really cool is a lot of times people in that room will have had experiences with whatever you're talking about that Dustin Harris may not have had, right? And so it's cool to have that many people in the room, and somebody says, "Hey, I've been thinking about doing this. What are your thoughts?" And someone else jumps in and says, "Oh, hey, I tried that last year, and don't do this, but do this," or that didn't work, or it did work, or what have you. It's a great time had by all. But we had our meeting this morning, and the topic on the table was jump-starting. I think we called it jump-starting or restarting your appraisal biz, okay? And it was marketed as meat and potatoes information about how you can increase your volume this year, even though it's a very challenging and difficult year out there for appraisers. And we went into detail, and this was not just Dustin coming up with topics. This was very specific information that I reached out to my all-star team and said, "Hey, if you are doing better this year than you did last year, I want to know why." And guess what? We're a great group in there. They're willing to share so much information. I kept all of their names confidential, their areas. I had one gal say, I don't mind you sharing, but I don't want everybody flocking to my hometown. So don't you dare share who I am or where I'm located. I said, don't worry about that. We won't do that, because I think these are general principles that would apply anywhere an appraiser is located. But we went into details about what to say to AMCs when you call them, right? For example, everybody says, oh, I just call AMCs and they say, I'm sorry, we're just too busy. Guess what, folks? There is a way through that noise. What to do and how to reach out to local lenders, how to develop that relationship, talking with real estate agents, getting in front of agents and what to say and what to do in front of them. But we went into a lot of detail about Google Business Profile, websites, social media presence, right? All of these things will help you to regain your status of being known and be known as the expert, or to gain it in the first place if you've never been that expert. Okay. Your goal with all of this is, and here's the key, those individuals, those 6 individuals that reached out to me universally said this: I'm getting more AMC work. Why? Because I'm working at it. I'm doing specific things that help me to get more AMC work. Number 2, I'm getting more direct lender work. Why? Because I'm making contact with and networking with local lenders and local professionals. Number 3, website presence, Google Business Profile, how to get Google reviews, all of that stuff. Okay. So important in the world today. And number 4, and this doesn't seem that important, but folks, I'm telling you, all of them with the exception of one. So 6 people reached out to me. 1 person did not mention this. 5 others did. And that is streamlining and perfecting their systems. Why does that matter, Dustin? Why? Because that will allow you to be the go-to appraiser that can get something done quickly, can get something done with quality, can allow you to be more successful at what you do. It was a fabulous meeting, lots of interaction, great comments coming in, and a lot of great information shared, folks. And you can still get a copy. How do you get a copy? Well, it's free with your All-Star Team membership. All of my past monthly meetings with the coach, and there are lots of them, I want to say upwards of 100, right? Webinars that I have done with my coaching clients over the years. And this is one of them, right? Jumpstarting or restarting your appraisal biz. You can get it for free as a member. By the way, your first month is free as well. So it's free. Check us out. Go to theappraisercoach.com and click on the memberships. Sign up for the All-Star Team and you get access to the webinar and all of the past webinars. Thank you for joining me today, folks. It's been a pleasure. Go create some value.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star Team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.